Hello everyone. Today in this video I will show you some of the x-rays, chest x-rays with the abnormal radiological findings. As in the first video I have already explained how to read the chest x-ray, and today I am going to show you chest x-ray with the abnormal radiological finding in the heart, diaphragm and the trachea, and the other part of the chest x-ray in which the lungs and pleural abnormality I will show you in next video. Whenever we are interpreting a chest x-ray, we have to check the view, exposure, orientation, film is taken during inspiration or not. Then we have to see the trachea, heart, mediastinum, lungs, diaphragm, angles, everything. And then lastly bones and the soft tissue. So here is the AP view, centrally oriented, normal exposure and film is taken during inspiration. Now see the structures. So trachea is present in the central position, lungs are normal and diaphragm is also normal and angles are also visible, costophrenic, cardiophrenic angle. Now see the mediastinum and the heart. So here you can see the cardiac shield is not normal. Normally whenever we draw a line in the central part of the vertebra, 1/3 of the heart should be on right side and 2/3 should be on left side. But here you can see the left heart border is pushed outward. So now I am giving you a short history. This child was 4 years old female and having the cyanosis, clubbing and difficulty in breathing at the time of admission. So here in this picture you can see the child is having the clubbing and cyanosis of nails. And this is the characteristic contour of the heart. So this is the characteristic shape, boot shape heart, core and sabot. And also pulmonary vascular markings decreased in the tetralogy of Fallot's. It depends on the uh, severity of the pulmonary stenosis. If there is mild pulmonary stenosis, then the pulmonary vascular marking may be normal, as in this X-ray. When there is a moderate or severe pulmonary stenosis or pulmonary atresia, patient will have the oligemic lung field. So the diagnosis of this X-ray is tetralogy of Fallot's. Now in this X-ray, the child was 2 years old, had the tachypnea, tachycardia, cyanosis and also having the in respi examination bilateral crepitations were present. Now see the characteristic contour of the heart. We have to follow all the points in each and every X-ray. I am not going to repeat it in each slide. Now see the contour of the heart. Here you can see the upper mediastinal part is widened, and now when you draw a line, what is the figure? It is figure of 8, and this figure of 8 sign, because of the widened superior mediastinum, it is characteristically seen in the total anomalous pulmonary venous return, and here you can see the increased pulmonary vascular marking also. And another name for this sign is snowman's appearance. So this is characteristic of TAPVR, and plethoric lung field is also seen whenever there is a increased pulmonary blood flow. So in the TAPVR, pulmonary blood flow is increased. So this is characteristic of TAPVR. Now this is the another X-ray. This is the X-ray of a newborn who was admitted at 1 hour of life in our NICU having the cyanosis, central cyanosis and respiratory distress. When we have performed the chest X-ray, we see the characteristic contour of the heart, which is agon side or egg-shaped heart, or we can say egg on a string appearance. And also here you can see increased pulmonary vascular markings are there. And mediastinum, superior mediastinum is narrow. So all these findings are characteristically seen in the transposition of great arteries. So whenever a newborn in first 48 hours of life is admitted in an NICU with the characteristic central cyanosis and respiratory distress and all these characteristic X-ray finding, you have to suspect either it may be transposition of great artery, and in previous slide I had already shown you another condition, PAPVR. So whenever there is a central cyanosis with respiratory distress and other signs of CCF within 72 hours of the life, we have to suspect it may be because of the cyanotic heart disease with increased pulmonary blood flow. Now this is the another X-ray. The child was having the thalassemia major and age of the child was 11 years old, female, having the difficulty in breathing, palpitation and other signs of the congestive heart failure. Here you can see the huge cardiomegaly. When you will calculate the CT ratio, it is more than 50%. So huge cardiomegaly, even you cannot see the left heart border is not clearly visible. And the characteristic shape of the heart is globular and spherical shape of the heart. So child was having the dilated cardiomyopathy because of the iron overload, and this is the complication of thalassemia major. This is an X-ray of a 4-year-old male child who was admitted with the respiratory distress and sign symptoms of congestive heart failure in emergency. And in this X-ray, you can see that the trachea is shifted to the right side, and here is the opacity is also present. It is because of the right upper lobe collapse. And when you comment on the cardiac shield, it is cardiomegaly because of increased CT ratio. Child was having the biventricular hypertrophy with the left atrial enlargement. When we performed the echo, we find that child was having the large ventricular septal defect and also having the right upper lobe collapse. Now I am showing you the some of the characteristic X-rays of the diaphragmatic defect. Whenever a newborn at the time of birth is having the respiratory distress with the scaphoid abdomen and also having the shock, pallor, you have to suspect that it may be because of the congenital diaphragmatic hernia. So in this X-ray, you can see the characteristic findings that these are the bowel loops, stomach and the intestine which is herniated to the chest. And this is another X-ray, same findings, and this is the third X-ray in which on left side bowel loops are herniated. So whenever bowel loops, herniation of the stomach and intestine occur, these characteristic findings, abnormal radiological findings will be visible. And another finding is that mediastinum and heart is shifted to the right side in all three X-ray. Here also heart and mediastinum is shifted toward the right side. And continuity of the left hemidiaphragm is not visible. So it is apparent absence of the left hemidiaphragm. It is another abnormal radiological findings. So whenever examiner is asking about the abnormal radiological findings, you have to say all these three findings abnormally present. So here you can see the bowel loops which are moving from the abdomen to the chest. And the diagnosis is congenital diaphragmatic hernia, Bogdelic hernia. This hernia, whenever it is present, newborn will have the respiratory problems and abdomen will be scaffold and patient will remain in the shock. And treatment for this condition is surgical management should be done. And prognosis will depend on the pulmonary hypoplasia, which is associated with the Bogdelic hernia. And Bogdelic hernia is always present on the left side. These are the another X-rays of the Bogdelic hernia, and here you can see the continuity of the intestinal loops from the abdomen to the chest wall. In this X-ray also you can see these are the bowel loops which have herniated from the abdomen to the chest. Now I am showing you the characteristic X-ray. In this patient will have the respiratory distress in newborn period within 24 hours of the life, and the characteristically newborn will have the excessive secretions from the mouth. And these characteristic finding with this abnormal radiological finding. Here you can see this is the nasogastric feeding tube which is curled upon. So whenever you insert the nasogastric feeding tube and it is curled in esophagus, it is characteristically seen in the tracheoesophageal fistula. And we have to check the stomach air also. There are 5 types of the tracheoesophageal fistula. In type A and B, stomach air will not be visible, while in the other 3 types C, D, E, stomach air will be visible. In type A, there will be isolated esophageal atresia. In type B, there will be proximal fistula with the distal atresia. And in type C, which is the most common type, there will be proximal atresia with the distal fistula, which is present in 85% cases. And in type D, there will be double fistula with intervening atresia. And in type E, which present during the infancy, not in the newborn period, H type, isolated fistula will be there. So this is the characteristic X-ray of the tracheoesophageal fistula. So you have to check this nasogastric feeding tube which is curled in the esophagus, and also you have to check the stomach air. So this is the about some of the chest X-ray in which the cardiac and the diaphragm and esophageal abnormalities were present. So in next video, I will show you the sum of the chest X-ray with the lung abnormality and the pleural abnormality. Thank you so much.